Hey guys! All right, let's get comfy here. We are back for our second official live wedding planner Q&A. So, last week we talked a little bit about what was coming up in my video that I posted on Wednesday. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Basically, I shared how, as wedding planners, we can add something to our packages that can easily make us an $5,000 to $10,000 more per year. So I really recommend doing that. Also want to give a shout out to Nagana Siroka, who is a new member of my channel, and I'm so excited to have you. Super honored that you are officially my first member, and I am so pleased and I am so happy, and I just really hope that other people are excited to join. I'm gonna create some special content for members, so that's something that's coming up in the new year. I am super curious. I've been playing with shorts a lot. Oh, I should add my Q&A. Let's see, hold it tight. I think I can do a Q&A. Q&A for wedding planners. If you're just tuning in, let's see. We'll just do wedding planning questions. This could be business wedding planning questions, or if you are a couple that's here tonight and you want to ask some questions, please go ahead. Let's see, start Q&A. There we go. Yeah, you can drop your questions in this little box. And last week we didn't get any questions, but I just kind of talked about how I was ramping up for this week's video, and I was getting some teasers into how I was making an extra $5,000 to $10,000 per year with this extra bonus. But anyway, back to the memberships. I am really excited. I'm going to be creating some new content for members only. So I'm playing with shorts, I'm playing with long form, and right now I've been doing some I've been doing some daily shorts and just trying to see if it's been helpful. Some of them are just entertaining shorts, but I have some that are coming up that are going to be more educational shorts and offering some tips and tricks as we get into wedding planning. Right now we're in engagement season, so for us, we are booking a ton of new clients, and then that'll kind of fizzle a little bit, and we're going to really get to the core of working with our couples and getting into the nitty-gritty everyday stuff. So if that's something that you're curious about, definitely subscribe and follow along. I want to make sure I'm making content for everybody that is tuning in, and if there's something specific that you want to learn about, I would love your feedback and love to know what that is. So let me just, I don't know if I can make that bigger, I guess not. So these live sessions, I'm committing to maybe spending 10 minutes on live at the beginning. I know there's not a lot of people that tune in, they come and go, and that's okay. It's really just to give myself practice and to hopefully answer some questions as you have them. So really, I specialize in wedding planning as a business. I'm happy to answer questions if there are couples that pop in and have actual wedding planning questions. But if you are an entrepreneur and are looking to create a wedding planning business or grow your wedding business, I'd love to hear what you're struggling with or what you're doing right now to get started. So let's see. Oops. Oh yeah. Other things that I'm working on right now. So again, engagement season, I am making sure that my Instagram is up to date, because we do have a lot of clients that check on our Instagram to see it, like our work, use it as a portfolio, take a look at maybe some behind the scenes. So I'm making sure that I'm kind of posting on there every few days. I also am kind of doing a big team, I don't know what the word is, like we're kind of restructuring our team right now. And we are located in a couple states. We're right now we're in Maine and in Tennessee. Um, but to be honest, and maybe I'll use these live as like a truth place where I can share stuff kind of unaltered, unedited, but we are looking to leave Maine. One thing is my employee that's out there is going to be moving on to something else. But the other thing is it's actually really expensive to do business in Maine. I just got another notice from the Maine government, local government, I guess, that was saying that now we have to pay into some other type of tax bracket and offer certain benefits and stuff like that. So it is quite an expensive state to be a business owner in. So focusing primarily in Tennessee with employees is kind of what we're looking for next. And I really do want to grow my team. I mean, right now there's 3 of us, 3 lead planners. I only take on 10 events a year, and I hope that my team can take on as many as they feel able to do. But growing the team and me, trying to focus on more of a marketing role and bringing in the sales is the dream. Like, I'd love to really go out there, focus on the wedding business itself and bringing in new clients for my team to take on as their own clients. So that's kind of the goal for 2025. But yeah, I mean, I also am focusing on YouTube quite a bit more this year, and really wanting to share tips and tricks and free advice. And obviously through the membership, there's going to be probably more in-depth conversations that I can have with people, and maybe show you my books, show you my behind the scenes of my business, and really take you along for that, if that would be helpful. I'm thinking back to when I started my wedding business, and I really feel like that would have been super helpful for me to actually see like behind the scenes of another wedding planner's business. And I don't feel like many people offer that. I feel like it's an industry that's a little bit like kept, gate kept a little bit, if I can use that word. But I'm an open book, so I really want to share some advice with everybody, and I want you to know what I know, and maybe things that I did well and things that I didn't do so well. Hiring was really hard for me. Setting up a pay structure for my team was really hard for me. And I'm in my 12th year of business, and I feel like now I am just realizing what I need to do to grow my team. And I hired a coach. I'm like really investing in myself and my business, for that. So that's kind of what I'm working on this year. And then for new wedding planners, like helping you guys with setting up your business, finding your new clients, figuring out like who your ideal clients are versus maybe weddings or events that you don't want to do. Because I think that's the beauty, is that we think that everybody in event planning has to do every type of event, but you really don't have to. Even if you specialize in weddings, you don't have to just do all weddings. You can pick specifically what you want to do. We got a question from David. Quick question: consultative sales or assumptive? I do not know what that means, David. I will be completely honest. Tell me more. I don't know. Yeah, not a clue. Like consults or assumptive. Yeah, not sure. So anyway, that's kind of what we're working on in 2025. And if you're getting started and you're a new planner and you are hoping to grow your business, I'd love to have you stick around. I will do my best to do these lives at least once a week. And okay, wait, David has a update. Okay, it means question to find the need or guide them to your preferred option. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, that's a great question. Both maybe. In my inquiry form, when I have a new customer that's interested in our services, in the inquiry form, there are a few questions that I ask that will give me more information on whether or not that lead is qualified. And that usually falls in like budget categories, but I've been meaning to add some questions in there to also identify what type of personality they are. And we can go into that in another video because I learned this from my business coach, and there are certain types of personalities. There's four, like temperaments, I guess it is. There are temperaments where I would use a different sales strategy to sell to them. So my inquiry form will determine a little bit about what they need and how I'm going to sell them on the call. And then I never give out pricing right away. I always request a call. So then when I get them on a call, I more or less guide them to the preferred option based off of their needs, if that makes sense. So on the call, I will ask more in-depth questions. I will try to get answers, and I will try to almost solve the problem. Like I will convince them that if they hire us, we will solve their problem. But when I send out a proposal later on, I will offer three options typically. And I've been told, and I don't know, David, if you agree or disagree, but I've been told that you naturally a buyer's brain is or is going to pick a middle option, right? So I try to give them three options. One is kind of a lower tier, one's a middle, and one's a top tier. And I show them the three options, with the middle tier being the one that I am pretty sure it meets their needs. So whether I create something completely different for the other two tiers, or I just give them three of our options that we already have that exist, most of the time this does happen. They will pick the middle tier. Sometimes if I already know they want the top tier, and after the conversations, I will only send them the top tier option or whatever the case may be. But I found that important, and that's a great thing to have a conversation about, maybe specifically in another video, is like really the sales strategy and how to make sure that you're not just asking questions that are not going to serve you in putting together a proposal. So yeah, that was a great question. You said use the form to find their personality type, then you can mirror and guide them on the phone. Exactly. And that's essentially what we've done. We've used the form, and my form right now is lacking a few important questions, but that is something that is a great reminder. I'm going to go in and fill that in. But there are key questions that I can ask, and depending on how they answer, I know exactly what type of temperament they're going to have and how I need to sell to them. Like, for example, some of them are direct. Like if the answer to those questions are whatever, I'm like, ooh, that's a red temperament. They need to be sold with just facts, direct. So I would not try to befriend them on the phone. I would be like, great, here are the facts. You are going to be stressed. You have a big job and you need a wedding planner to take over. End of story. Let me send you my contract. Like some people need to be talked like that. And whereas some people which is actually yellows, they need to be besties with you a little bit. And I do find that is the temperament that I have the most of when it comes to wedding planning and the types of weddings that I do. I get a lot of yellows. And so they want to connect on a little bit of a different level. So for example, I will ask them, oh my God, do you have a dog? Because a lot of my couples have dogs, and we'll talk about their dog for 5 minutes and they love it. And we've created this bond and we've connected. And so that's been super interesting. But I only learned about that late this year. And so now that I have that knowledge, I am absolutely going to go in, and every time I get to know a certain type of personality, I am going to tailor my consult call based off of that personality and how to sell to them. And that's very hard for me. I struggle with being very direct. So for me, selling to that red is going to be very challenging. And it also is an indication that perhaps as a client, like having a red as a client is maybe not going to be the best fit for me. So it's a great way to also weed people out. If you're like, I do need people to be direct, I need clients to be direct, then maybe you want to only target the red personality. So I am happy to share more on that in another video. My own coach, Ashley from the Abundance Group, is who taught me that, and I find it fascinating, and I have so much more to learn about that. That was a great question. Thanks for chatting about that, David. And then, sorry, you said, okay, buyers want to buy, leave the middle out and offer the lowest rate. That's actually the middle or the top tier. You wouldn't even the rate. Very true. I have mostly done that in the past. This middle tier is a new thing that I'm trying. Again, this is kind of based off of my coach, like my coach's information. Mixed, like I said, I do find that 3 options has given me an opportunity to get people to upgrade a little bit faster. So for example, if I present the lowest tier and only the top tier in my wedding planning packages, it's a significant jump. So it's, let's say, $3,500 to $20,000. And there hasn't been an in between until I recently just created a couple packages to help that in between, which add on a little bit of time for me, but nothing terrible. So adding that middle package has given me the opportunity to upsell them a little bit without them feeling like, oh my God, they're going from 3,000 to 15 or 20,000. So it's like an $8,500 middle. And they're like, oh, you're helping me with the day before. And quite frankly, as a wedding planner, I'm always there the day before because I want to make sure I'm not late for the wedding the next day if there's travel or anything like that. So I might as well get paid to go and help them out on the rehearsal dinner, right? So that's kind of how we've added that in. But I agree with you. I think sometimes just doing, the lowest rate, for a long time, I only ever sent one package, and it was always a custom package for that client. And I would put my best judgment and this is what I think they need, and come up with a custom price. But I found that people want choices, that it was like all or nothing all the time. And I don't know if that was the best way, but every year I'm trying something different just to see what is it that people want and what do they not need. Like, I also don't want to sell them a package that they're not going to use parts of it, and I'm wasting my time and they're wasting their money. So, but yeah, David, thank you so much. Those were really great questions. Are you in sales or marketing? And are you a wedding pro? I don't know if I can click on you. No, nope, I can't find out who you are, but you're the first person to have commented. I did get a test comment on my last live last week just to make sure that it was working, but that was about it. Oh, you run an energy business. Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks so much. We'll have to talk shop about sales. And I would imagine that, like, regardless, sales universally have some similarities. I think the wedding industry is so emotional. And I mean, for energy, I imagine you do sell like high ticket packages. I don't know if they'd be packages, but high ticket services or products that people may feel emotional about. But I do find that weddings, I have to speak to their emotions, like it's not so dry for me, at least for the clients that I have. So anywho, okay. Well, hey, I said I was going to be on here 15 minutes because normally only 1 or 2 people pop in and then leave and no one comments, but I am so glad we got to have a conversation, and I hope everyone has a happy holiday, and I will be back next week. I've been doing these, I did this on Monday because tomorrow is Christmas Eve, but typically my videos come out on a Wednesday, so I want to do them on a Tuesday just to give you a sneak, kind of talk about what's coming up in the next video. Or maybe if you think it's better, I should do it on a Thursday, like the day after the video comes out, so that we can talk about the topic from the video. Let me know. David, you might still be the only person that's left. So you tell me if you are a YouTube strategist by any means and you have a suggestion. You've been full of great advice, so I would love to hear your thoughts. But otherwise, I hope everyone has a happy holiday, and I will catch you guys next week. Bye.